Okay, Arne?
You could choose between a blue and a red chair, and you are sitting on a red one. That's a positive thing.
You know what? I could have predicted you'd say that as
well.
Arne, obviously the written reasons have come out from the FA today regarding your touchline ban. There is a discrepancy between what you're accused of saying and obviously what you say you said. How do you feel about that? And also, what are your thoughts on how the whole process has been handled?
I think what I've said also in the written report, and I can say this one more time, that the moment it happened, I was quite emotional for everything what had happened in the last 7 or 8 minutes, and maybe during the whole game. And I chose to go on the pitch instead of staying calm, stay inside, and then talking to the referee, to Michael. Now I don't have these same emotions anymore, so I think I should now set a better example than I set back then, and don't go into this situation again. I think it's clear what I've said and what Michael has written, what I have written, and I think Michael has been in the news quite a lot recently, and I don't think it helps if I add something to that now. Now I have my emotions under control.
Well, we've spoken about the new format for the Champions League in the past. You've said that you weren't sure whether top spot in the league standings would be much of an advantage. So I just wonder, how much of an example is this tie of you not necessarily getting any advantage from what you achieved in the league standings?
No, that's clear, because I see Paris has been one of the strongest teams in Europe. And I think everyone agrees with me if you've seen them playing the last few weeks and the last few months already. So, but that can happen in the former format as well. So if you ended up number 1, then there was always one team that ended up number 2 where you felt like we're hoping not to get that team. So it can happen in this format as well. And I think it's a great fixture to look forward to for everyone who loves football. Both teams scored so many goals this season. Quite similar playing styles, maybe not completely, but the ideas are quite similar. Both teams like to have the ball. Both teams work really hard without the ball. So I can come up with 6, 7, or 8 similar things that both teams are doing. So yeah, interesting fixture to look forward to.
Can I just check on Cody Gakpo? We didn't see him at training. Has he? I think he's travelled, hasn't he?
Yeah,
is he available?
Yeah. Yeah, he was close to be ready to play again, but unfortunately yesterday, I think it was, he had to block a shot, so he felt a bit of pain again. So we took him with us to judge how he is tomorrow, if he can be part of the squad, yes or no. But it will be a close call.
Jean-Marie in the middle.
Hi, Arne. Do you feel, because of the form that PSG are in, that you have got the toughest draw that you could have got?
Yeah, we could only have 2, Benfica or Paris Saint-Germain. And although I like Benfica a lot as well, I think everyone who watched football the last few months could have told you that maybe we had a bit of a... how do you say this? Now, we would prefer probably to play against Benfica instead of Paris Saint-Germain. But this is also a great fixture to play. It's a great stadium to play. If you are playing at Liverpool, you want to play the big games. And this is definitely a big game, again, for us. So, so yes, we have to accept what the draw is. And it's for both teams are facing a very strong opponent. Not only us, they as well.
And so many individual comparisons that you can make between the two teams. I'm sure that people will pick out Salah and Dembele. How have you viewed Ousmane Dembele's return to top form really this season? What do you sense that he's done, and how has he got back to that level?
No, I think Luis Enrique did a lot of things really well over here in the past 1.5 seasons. He really created in a few transfer windows a team where I think, I don't know him, I haven't asked him, but I assume that he's quite happy with what he created over here, not only in team performance, but also in individual performance. If you look at the quality Dembele brings to the team at the moment is impressive. So that is one of the many similarities there are. Both are having attackers in great form, scoring a lot of goals, and all the other things I just said. But it's clear that that Luis Enrique did a great job over here in the past 1.5 season, and he was already in the semi-final of the Champions League last season. And in my opinion, this team is even better than the one that he managed last season.
Gentleman here, at the front.
Hello, Lagadeta, Georgia. As I know, in winter, Liverpool wants to buy Huicha Kvaratskhelia, but for now he's player of PSG. What do you think about this player? Thank you.
Yeah, probably you don't come from England, because in England people say we almost buy every player that there is in the world. So this is where people like him make their money for. If you go to England, you see Sky Sports, you see the whole day, everybody's in. We are interested in almost every player in the world. It's a bit exaggerated. So I cannot talk about if we were interested, yes or no. What I can tell you is that he's a great player. He was in Spalletti's team from Napoli, which I love to watch when they were dominating the league in Italy and doing really well in Europe. I think they even faced Liverpool in that season. Yeah. So he's a great player, and Paris Saint-Germain has many of them, but he's definitely one of them.
Miguel, at the front.
Hi Arne, has anyone spoken to you about, or have you read much on Joe Fagan? In his first season at Liverpool, he won a treble of League Cup and Champions League. And how are you feeling actually now that people like Luis Enrique are talking about Liverpool as the best team in Europe?
The first thing, my thoughts are not so much on these kind of things, because my thoughts are on Paris Saint-Germain. And if we finish this game, it's about Southampton. If we finish that one, it's again on Paris Saint-Germain. The good thing this week it was the first time that we had a bit more time than all the other games we've played, because normally there were only 2 or 3 days in between. And that's definitely a good thing, because Paris Saint-Germain needs all our attention, and 2 days would probably not be enough to prepare the team well enough for this team, because I'm really impressed with what I saw clearly during the weekend. 4-0 lead at halftime. So yeah, they are a very good team. And the other question was?
Just about Luis Enrique saying Liverpool are now the best team in Europe.
Yeah. I think that's it's a nice compliment to get, but the best team in Europe has to win the Champions League, and we are far away from that, starting with a very difficult game tomorrow, and then all the difficult ones that are coming up, because we already know the draw. So I think the best team in Europe at the moment is still Real Madrid, because they won this competition last season. And to say, for us, someone else can say something different, but for us to say that, then you first have to win it before you can say this.
Gentleman here.
En français, si possible.
Good evening. The League One is, people talk about the League One as, not being the best level. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that I don't understand, because I rate the French league quite high, because I've played quite a lot against French teams. I don't know why it is. Maybe I think they are maybe even better than some other leagues, but history-wise, these leagues get a lot of attention. I'm not going to name them, because that wouldn't make me popular in in some other countries. But it's clear that French teams have done well in the past, and the French national team is, of course, one of the best national teams there are in the world. And Paris Saint-Germain is, apart from the French league being here, Paris Saint-Germain is over there. So the French league in general, but Paris Saint-Germain for sure deserve a lot of credit for what they're doing in France, but also in Europe.
One at the front here.
Good evening, Coach. So this match is going to be crucial, the areas on the sides. Enrique was talking about your players being air jets, really fast players. We have Hakimi. Hakimi plays really high sometimes, even in the offensive side of the pitch. How do you think you're going to manage Hakimi tomorrow?
Yeah, I did read that Luis Enrique said that we had 3 players that were really fast up front. And again, I see a similarity because Barcola, if I pronounce his name correctly, and Dembele are also not slow. They are very, 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 very fast as well, Kvaratskhelia. So, and then there's maybe their 4th attacker, which is Hakimi, because he's playing as a fullback, but he's all the time going up and down, up and down, up and down. Maybe, again, a similarity if you look at Trent Alexander-Arnold. So, we will have a plan to be in the best possible, to show ourselves in the best possible way. That's what Paris Saint-Germain will have as well. And we will see tomorrow if we face each other how things work out.
Gentleman right at the back.
Hi, I think Luis Enrique said they have 3 planes, and that is very hard to stop planes from flying whenever counter-attacking. Are we seeing a more direct Liverpool tomorrow, you think, or you're going to try to dispute the possession with PSG?
No, I think we have to show in every part of our game the best possible performance from this season. So it's not easy to dominate ball possession against Paris Saint-Germain because they take a lot of risk when they press. So they go man-v-man all over the pitch. That makes it hard for many teams to have a lot of ball possession against them. So yeah, we have to adapt really well to what's in front of us. So I've seen also a few games, mainly in the beginning of the season, for example, against Arsenal, where they were not as aggressive as they were in the last 10, 15 games they've played when it comes to pressing. So in every part of our game, we have to be on top in the best possible version of ourselves. That can mean that we have to be really well in the counter-attack. If they give us a bit more time, we have to be really good with the ball. And when they have the ball, they are, I think Luis Enrique said it himself, they're one of the best or the best team with the ball in Europe. And he's definitely right. They are definitely one of the best teams when they have the ball, with so much attacking threat all over the pitch and so much rotations, so many players taking in different positions. So yeah, interesting game.
Last one, gentleman with the blue shirt.
Hello. What we see about PSG last couple of weeks is their reaction after they lose the ball. Their pressing is impressive. And how do you want to cope with that tomorrow?
Yeah, they are. Not only when they lose the ball, but also in every other part of the game, they are quite intense in terms of pressing. I think if there's one thing people will tell you about us is that we are quite intense as well. Maybe not always going man-v-man all over the pitch like Paris Saint-Germain does, but we like to press aggressive, and if we lose the ball, do the same as also. So, yeah, it's so difficult to judge before the game because, okay, they've played Lille, we've played Lille. They were already 4-0 up at half-time. I think we were 1-0 up at half-time. So that tells you how strong they are, but you cannot compare teams by that. So tomorrow we have to wait and see if they will be on top of us, and if they are, we have to suffer and we have to be like we were against City. Or hopefully we can hold the ball very well, and we can play the similar style we've played for all the other games except for the City one, and that's us dominating ball possession. We will see tomorrow what the game will bring us.